Imagine walking into your kitchen tomorrow morning and feeling a sense of instant calm, simply because you cleared just a little space for the life you're living right now. That lighter feeling in your home, that easier movement through your rooms, it's possible. And it starts with small, honest decisions. Most clutter in a home doesn't come from laziness or not caring enough. It doesn't come from being disorganized by nature. It comes from holding on to a version of your life that quietly changed, and nobody told the house. The kitchen still has enough mugs for 8 people around the table on a busy Sunday. The closet still holds the blazer from a job you retired from 4 years ago. The bathroom still has medications for a condition that was treated and resolved long ago. The living room still displays things that belong to a different chapter entirely. None of this makes you a bad housekeeper. It makes you beautifully human. Life changes faster than our homes do, and most of us never had someone sit with us and say, gently, honestly, here's what you can let go of now without judgment. Let's start in the kitchen. The kitchen is the room that holds the most evidence of who your household used to be. If you cooked for a full family for decades, if Sunday dinners once meant 5 or 6 people around the table, or if holidays filled every chair you owned, your kitchen probably still reflects that lively, bustling life. Even if the house is much quieter these days, that's not a failure. That's just what kitchens do. They absorb the life that happened inside them. But today, we're going to look at a few things that are taking up space without serving the life you're actually living now. Item 1, the duplicate appliance. Open your lower cabinets or look along your counter, and I want you to think about what's there that you have more than one of. The second toaster, the bread maker from 2009 that you've used twice since you bought it. The extra coffee maker kept in case the main one breaks. The George Foreman grill that somehow migrated from the garage back into the kitchen. You don't have to carry anything heavy to the car today. Just move it to a departure zone near the door, a box or corner where things wait to leave the house when you're ready. The decision is the hardest part. There is a phrase that lives inside most cluttered homes, and it goes like this: in case. In case I need it someday. In case someone visits. In case it comes in handy. In case is quietly one of the most expensive phrases in your home. It costs you space, ease of movement, and a small amount of mental energy every single time you open that cabinet. One appliance per function is enough. The backup can go. Item 2, mugs and cups. Beyond what you realistically use in a week, not the ones you love. I want to be very clear about that. Not the mug your daughter gave you on Mother's Day, not the one with the little chip that somehow feels like home. Those stay. I'm talking about the ones that came from a hotel loyalty program years ago. The ones from your adult children's university days that somehow followed you home after graduation. The promotional mug from the bank that switched names 3 times and no longer exists. The ones that live at the back of the shelf and only come out when everything else is in the dishwasher. Count how many mugs you actually reach for in a given week. For most of us, it's 2 or 3. Everything else is just holding space. And mugs have a surprising way of making a kitchen feel crowded and overwhelming. Item 3, the good dishes. This one requires a gentle truth. Many of us have a formal set, china, or something close to it, that we've kept for special occasions. And somewhere in the last 10 or 15 years, the special occasions stopped happening the way they used to. The big family Christmas dinner moved to someone else's house. The dinner parties became smaller, less formal, or disappeared entirely. And the good dishes are still in the cabinet, still wrapped carefully, still waiting. Every time you open that cabinet and see them, something in you might feel vaguely guilty. Like you're not using your home to its full potential. Like the life that went with those dishes somehow fell short. Release the guilt along with the dishes. If a family member wants them, offer them with love. If they'd be used and celebrated by someone else, donate them. If the set was never really to your taste, but you kept it out of obligation, you've served that obligation long enough. This doesn't mean you failed at hosting. It means you're making space for the quieter, meaningful gatherings you actually enjoy now. I'd love to know in the comments, do you have a set of good dishes that haven't seen a dinner party in years? You aren't alone in that. Item 4. Spices and pantry items you are never going to use, not just expired ones, though yes, please check the dates. I'm talking about the jar of tahini from a recipe you made once in 2021 and fully intended to repeat. The specialty spice blend from a gift basket 3 Christmases ago. The tin of smoked paprika you bought with big ambition and have not opened since. The bottle of rice wine vinegar that came in a recipe kit and has been sitting there since before the pandemic. These items are not doing anything wrong. They just belong to a version of your cooking life that has quietly moved on. Clearing them creates real, physical, satisfying space, without you having to make a single difficult emotional decision. That's 4 items down from the kitchen. If you're feeling a little lighter already, let's carry that momentum into the bathroom. The bathroom holds 2 kinds of clutter worth taking seriously. The first is things that have simply expired. The second is things that quietly became a hazard in a small, wet space. Item 5. Expired medications and old prescription bottles. Go to your medicine cabinet or wherever you keep medications and pull everything out. Not to throw it all away blindly, to actually look. There will be cold tablets from 3 winters ago, antacids with dates that surprise you, cough syrup from a flu you barely remember. More specifically, many of us carry prescription bottles for medications we're no longer taking, treatments for conditions that resolved, doses that were adjusted years ago. Some bottles have names or dates that give you pause because they belong to a harder chapter or to someone who no longer lives here. Dispose of them safely at a pharmacy drop-off. And remember to scratch out your personal information from the labels first for privacy. You don't need to keep evidence of every medical season you've been through. Let the cabinet reflect your health as it actually is today. Item 6. The sample product drawer or basket. Every bathroom seems to have one. The hotel toiletries collected over years of travel. The sample sachets that came with orders. The mini lotions, travel shampoos, single-use conditioners in foil packets, all saved with the best intentions, and almost none of them ever used. Here is the truth. If you were going to use them, you would have by now. They've been right there every single day. The sample drawer is not savings. It's postponed decisions. Make the decision now and clear it entirely. Item 7. Expired makeup and skincare products. This one catches people off guard because we don't always think of these the way we think of food. But they do expire, and old products can irritate skin or cause other issues. Mascara 3 months after opening. Foundation that has separated or changed smell. Lipsticks older than 2 years. Skincare serums from gift sets opened once out of curiosity. SPF from last summer or the one before. You don't need to replace everything at once. But clearing what's past its usefulness makes the whole bathroom feel cleaner and fresher. Item 8. The bathroom rug that bunches, slips, or just sits there. This is the one item in this entire video I want to be very direct about, because it's not simply about tidiness. A bathroom rug that curls at the edges, slides on a wet floor, or catches your slipper is a real fall risk. And as we get older, falls in the bathroom can be especially serious. If your rug lies flat and stays in place, keep it. If it doesn't, remove it today, not eventually, today. This isn't about creating a magazine-perfect bathroom. It's about making one small change that protects your safety and gives you peace of mind. That's 4 items from the bathroom. Now we move into the bedroom. Your bedroom should be the one room in the house that tells your body you can rest now. Clutter here doesn't just crowd the space, it signals your nervous system that the day isn't finished. We're going to remove 5 things, and we'll go slowly, because this room, it carries more emotional weight than people expect. Item 9. The chair. Every bedroom has one. It might be a small armchair in the corner, an upholstered bench at the foot of the bed, or a regular chair that drifted in from elsewhere and never left. And on that chair are the in-between clothes. The cardigan you wore for 2 hours, the trousers from yesterday that are still fine, the dressing gown draped over the arm. The chair becomes the physical location of postponed decisions, and it never quite empties. Here's where things start to change. Empty it completely today. Put everything where it actually belongs. You don't have to be perfect about this every single night. Some evenings you'll still be tired and things will pile up again, but clearing it creates a calmer space for rest. Item 10. Decorative pillows you remove every night. Decorative pillows have divided households for years. If you remove them every night and put them back every morning, and you do it while feeling even a low-grade resentment, if it's a chore, not a pleasure, then they're working against your peace. A bedroom should not require significant effort just to get into bed. Keep them only if you truly love the ritual. Item 11. The aspirational book stack on the nightstand, not the book you're actively reading. I'm talking about the stack underneath that's been there for 8 months. The books you genuinely intended to read but haven't opened. There's a specific kind of guilt that lives in an unread book stack. It whispers that you're behind or not as curious as you meant to be. Give those books away to the library, a friend, or a little free library. The intention behind buying them was good, but you don't need the objects as a constant reminder. Item 12. Under the bed. I'll be honest here. Most of us already know what's under there and have been meaning to deal with it. Boxes of things with no clear category, shoes in plastic bags, holiday decorations that never made it to proper storage. Even if you can't see it, your body knows it's there when you lie down. Pull it all out. Be honest about what truly belongs in the bedroom and what needs to go. Item 13. Jewelry you no longer wear. Let me say this carefully because it carries real emotion. Some pieces belong to a mother, sister, or partner who has passed. You've kept them not because you wear them, but because letting go feels like disloyalty. Some belong to a younger version of yourself. If you aren't quite ready to let them go, consider taking a high-quality photo first. You keep the memory and the image, but the physical object can move on to be loved by someone else. Here is what I want you to hear. Honoring a memory does not require housing an object. The love is in you, and it travels with you. You are not obligated to store grief forever. 5 items from the bedroom. Let's head to the living room. The living room is the room we perform in. We arrange it for guests to come infrequently. We keep things on display because they look like who we were supposed to be, or who we once were, or who we thought we'd become. And over the years, a living room quietly fills with objects that have more to do with obligation and memory than with actual daily life. Item 14. The decorative item you don't actually love. You know the one. The figurine on the shelf that came from a relative years ago and has lived in the same spot for 15 years, not because you chose it, but because getting rid of it felt disloyal. The framed print that came with the previous house and never quite matched this one. The vase someone gave you as a gift that you felt required to display every time company came over. Displaying something out of guilt is not the same as treasuring it. Keeping something because you're afraid of hurting someone's feelings, even someone who is no longer here to have their feelings hurt, is not honoring the relationship. It's just holding the object hostage in your home. The person who gave it to you loved you, and the truest version of that love would want you to live in a home that feels like yours, not a museum of obligations. You're allowed to make your living room feel like your home. Item 15. Remote controls for devices you no longer own. I say this with full affection. Every single home has these. The remote for the television you replaced 4 years ago. The one for the DVD player that went to your grandchildren. The one for the cable box from a provider you switched away from years ago. The small black rectangle with buttons that no longer correspond to anything in your life, sitting in a drawer or on a shelf, fully committed to its mission of confusing you every time you open that drawer looking for the one you actually need. These forgotten remotes add up to silent frustration. If it doesn't belong to something you still have in your home, let it go. This is one of the easiest, least emotional wins on the entire list, and you'll feel the difference immediately. Item 16. Catalogs and old mail that has taken up residence. Not the important mail you still need to deal with. That's a different conversation for another day. I mean the catalogs that came in and got set aside because you might look through them later. The seed catalogs from last spring that promised beautiful gardens. The holiday sale mailers from last November. The home goods catalogs from companies you ordered from once and now receive in perpetuity. They landed on the coffee table or the side table, and they've been there so long they've become part of the furniture. They are not furniture. They create visual noise and a constant low-level reminder of things unfinished. Recycle them today and give yourself the gift of a clearer surface. Item 17. The extra throw blankets. A throw blanket is a wonderful thing, especially on a cool evening when you want something soft across your lap while you watch television or read. 2 throw blankets are still wonderful, but if you have 4, 5, or 6, folded over the arm of the sofa, draped over the chair, stacked in a basket in the corner, or folded on the shelf, most of them are performing coziness without actually delivering it. They pile up, slide off, and create more visual clutter than comfort. Keep the ones you actually reach for on cold evenings, the soft ones, the right weight, the ones that have been on your lap and felt like the perfect choice. The rest can be donated. They will be genuinely needed and loved somewhere else. Perhaps by a younger family just starting out or someone who could use that extra warmth. 4 items from the living room. Now, let's go to the closet. No room holds more emotional weight per square foot than the closet. Clothes carry identity and proof of a life. Item 18 was that fit a life chapter that has closed. This is not about size. I'm talking about the formal wear for dinners and galas that stopped appearing on your calendar. The work wardrobe from your career. The blazers, smart trousers, and matching shoes kept as though the office might call again. The special occasion dress you've had for 12 years. Ask yourself, does the life this garment was made for still exist? If that chapter has closed, you are allowed to let the wardrobe close with it. This won't magically make your closet perfect, but it stops the daily reminder of who you used to be and lets the space reflect who you are now in this beautiful season of life. Item 19. The shoes that hurt. They were expensive. They were nice once. You keep thinking maybe next time they won't hurt or you'll find the right occasion. But every time you reach past them, there's small friction. Life is too short to own shoes that cause pain and guilt. Someone with different feet will love them. Item 20. The landing zone pile. The mail from last week, keys to locks that no longer exist, bags from errands still sitting there. Clear this surface honestly. The first thing you see when you come home should welcome you warmly, not remind you of unfinished tasks. 20 items. That's all we did today. We didn't tear the house apart or spend a weekend in a decluttering frenzy. We walked through every room, named specific things, and made decisions about each one. This is a system you can use again whenever you feel the weight returning. One room, a few items at a time. It works because it's gentle and realistic. You'll still have days when clutter creeps back in, and that's okay. What matters is that you now have tools and permission to create clarity. At any age, a clearer home is one of the most generous gifts you can give yourself. And you have earned it. If this gave you even a little more peace, drop a comment below and tell me which item felt the easiest or the hardest to let go of. I read every single one. And if you're ready to go deeper on releasing inherited items and family heirlooms without guilt, I've made a full video on that. It's waiting for you right here. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.